What American cities and towns carry the names of presidents, founders, generals, and foreign allies who forged this nation? As a history enthusiast, I'm captivated by how these names weave our past into the present. I'm Ryan Sahlberg, a retired Marine Corps infantry officer, combat veteran, and graduate from the Citadel with a BA in history. For decades, I've studied the figures who defined America, and today, we'll explore incorporated cities and towns, each with 10,000 residents or more, that pay tribute to them. This list proved to be much more challenging than I expected. Initially, I was going to start with cities with 1,000 or more, but smaller towns get murky, with spotty records or unclear naming origins. If you spot any cities that weren't included, please drop it in the comments. George Washington alone has over 90 towns and cities potentially named after him. From the nation's capital to thriving hubs, these places reflect leaders like Washington, Sam Houston, and allies like Marquis de Lafayette. Join me to explore America's geographic tributes. Which figures have the most cities and towns named in their honor? George Washington leads with 10 municipalities, reflecting his role as the first president, Revolutionary War general, and the father of our country. Washington, D.C., with 714,000 residents, anchors the list, joined by other cities like Port Washington, Wisconsin, Georgetown, Kentucky, and Washington, Utah. Coming in at 10th on that list is Washington, North Carolina, with approximately 10,000 residents. Andrew Jackson, the great president and general, follows Washington on that list with 9. Some notable municipalities on that list include Jacksonville, Florida, with 970,000 residents, Jackson, Mississippi, Jacksonville, North Carolina, and Jackson, Michigan. Coming in at third is renowned founder and diplomat Benjamin Franklin. He has 7, being led by Franklin, Tennessee with 85,000. Also included are cities like Franklin, Wisconsin, Franklin, Massachusetts, and Franklin, Indiana. Marquis de Lafayette, the French general whose revolutionary contributions earned American admiration, has 5, including Fayetteville, North Carolina with 210,000, Lafayette, Louisiana, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Lafayette, Indiana, and Lafayette, California. Next on the list is Nathaniel Greene, a Revolutionary War general whose tactical genius turned the tide of the war in the South. He has 4 namesakes, including Greensboro, North Carolina, and a Greenville in both North and South Carolina. Also tied with 4 are a trio of presidents, James Madison with Madison, Wisconsin, a vibrant state capital, and Madison, Alabama, Thomas Jefferson with Jeffersonville, Indiana, and Jefferson City, Missouri, James Monroe with Monroe, Louisiana, and Monroe, Michigan. The last figure tied with 4 is Anthony Wayne, the bold Mad Anthony of the Revolution, with Fort Wayne, Indiana, a manufacturing powerhouse, and Waynesboro, Virginia, in the scenic Shenandoah Valley. Abraham Lincoln, the president who preserved the Union, also has 3, notably Lincoln, Nebraska, a bustling state capital with a vibrant university scene, and Lincoln, Illinois, where he honed his legal career. 8 figures have 1 namesake: Sam Houston, the Texas Revolutionary War hero, with Houston, Texas, a global energy hub with NASA Space Center. The father of Texas, Stephen F. Austin, with Austin, Texas. American General William Jenkins Worth, with Fort Worth, Texas. Francis Marion, the Revolutionary War swamp fox, with Marion, Indiana. Founding Father Alexander Hamilton, with Hamilton, Ohio. Foreign military officers Johann de Kalb, with DeKalb, Illinois, and Frederick von Steuben, with Steubenville, Ohio. And lastly, the 8th President of the United States, Martin Van Buren, with Van Buren, Arkansas. These 21 figures, their legacies preserved in these dynamic cities, define America's historical and cultural landscape. Focusing on major cities, cities with over 100,000 residents, Sam Houston leads the way with Houston, Texas at 2.3 million residents. Andrew Jackson is in second with Jacksonville, Florida at 970,000 residents. Close behind is Stephen F. Austin with Austin, Texas, 960,000 residents. Coming in at 4th is War of 1812 General William Jennings Worth with Fort Worth, Texas, 918,000 residents. And the 5th largest city named for an American historical figure is our national capital, Washington, D.C., named for the legendary George Washington, with a population of approximately 714,000 residents. 4 state capitals carry the names of these historical figures, linking state governance to national legacy. Jackson, Mississippi honors Andrew Jackson, a president and military general. Jefferson City recognizes Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence. Lincoln, Nebraska commemorates Abraham Lincoln, who guided the country through the Civil War. Madison, Wisconsin pays tributes to the great James Madison, a key framer of the Constitution. These capitals serve both as administrative centers and enduring tributes to the individuals who shaped America's foundation, embodying their contributions on a state level. As far as national capitals go, Washington, D.C. stands as a tribute to George Washington, the cornerstone of America's founding. Remarkably, James Monroe also has a national capital named in his honor, Monrovia, Liberia, with approximately 1 million residents. It was founded in 1822 for freed American slaves. Monrovia reflects Monroe's advocacy for their resettlement. These two capitals, one in the U.S. and one abroad, illustrate the global reach of American leaders' legacy, anchoring their names in centers of governance. The influence of these figures extends to approximately 80 to 100 counties across the United States. George Washington leads with 26, including Washington County, Pennsylvania. Benjamin Franklin has 23, Thomas Jefferson has 12, Andrew Jackson comes in at 10, and James Madison with 8. Counties named for Johann de Cobb, Anthony Wayne, and others further expand their reach. While our focus is on municipalities, these counties highlight the widespread recognition of these individuals, their names marking rural and urban landscapes alike, a testament to their enduring impact on America. Only one state bears the names of one of these historical figures. The state of Washington with 7.7 million residents, named for the great President George Washington. No other president, founder, or general has a state in their honor. While states like Virginia or Pennsylvania reflect European influences, our focus remains on those who shaped America's founding. From Seattle's urban pulse to its vast forests, Washington State carries the legacy of the man who led the revolution and defined the nation. A fitting tribute on a grand scale. This exploration reveals approximately 57 cities and towns, each with 10,000 or more residents, named for 21 American and foreign historical figures. George Washington leads with 10, from Washington, D.C.'s 714,000 residents to Port Washington, Wisconsin with 12,763. Andrew Jackson has 9, and while Sam Houston only has 1, he has by far the largest city with Houston, Texas. Benjamin Franklin has 7, and Marquis de Lafayette's 5 namesakes are notable for a non-American's prominence. Over 85% of these namesakes honor founding fathers or Revolutionary War figures, illustrating the Revolution's profound influence on America's geography. From Houston's sprawling metropolis to Greenville, Tennessee's 15,000 residents, these municipalities preserve the legacy of the nation's builders. As a Marine Corps veteran and historian, I'm inspired how these names connect us to the visionaries who shaped the United States. When you see a sign for Washington, Houston, or Lafayette, you're witnessing history in action. Which namesake city resonates with you? And was there any that got left off the list? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more historical explorations. I'm Ryan Sahlberg, and thank you for joining this journey with me through America's past.